Mr. Chu here. Let's learn something about trapezoids. This is brachiometry. We're going to talk about the area of trapezoids. So, trapezoid seems to cause students a little more problems than what a triangle or a rectangle would. And it's because the formula is just a little bit harder. So let's do two examples. Remember, a trapezoid is a four-sided simple polygon. It has two bases. We call them B1, which means base 1, and B2, which is base 2. And you need to know the height or you need to figure it out. So we're given base 1, the height, and base 2. And we can find the area, which would be how much space that figure takes up, using the formula A equals 1/2 the height times the quantity of B1 plus B2. Very similar to a triangle area formula, which is 1/2, A equals 1/2, the height times the base. All we're doing is adding the two bases up with parentheses around them. So, to solve this, you just have to substitute. So let's substitute and see what happens. So I've got my area equaling 1/2 times the height. And remember, the height is always going to be the perpendicular distance from one base to the other in a trapezoid. And that happens to be 4 inches here. Now I'm going to take base 1, 8 inches, and add it to base 2, 13 inches. All right, so now I have to take care of this addition in here first. So I just write down the 1/2, 4 inches. 8 inches plus 13 inches is 21 inches. Now I have to do the order of operations, so I have to multiply left to right. 1/2 of 4 inches is 2 inches. And now the area is going to be 2 times 21, which is 42. Inches times inches, which is inches squared. Area will always be in square units, and this is in square inches. So this is the area of this trapezoid. So I wanted to do a simple example so that when we do a harder one, it makes sense. So in my harder example 2, it says, if base 1 is 6 feet, the height is 4 feet, and the area is 18 feet squared, can you find that other base? So all you're doing now is just using a little bit more advanced algebra to solve it. So I substitute for area, I put 18 feet squared. And I've been having you put that in parentheses up to this point in other problems. 1/2 of the height, which is 4 feet. B1, which is 6 feet, plus B2 that I don't know. So this is 18 feet squared equals 1/2 of 4 feet is 2 feet times 6 feet plus whatever the length of base 2 is. So I did some bare algebra and some tray arithmetic problems where we were talking about. I have some other videos that you can check out after you subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you struggle with this 2 feet has to be multiplied by the 6 feet, and then has to be added to 2 feet times the base 2. That's called the distributive property. So I have 18 feet squared equals 2 times 6 is 12. Feet times feet is feet squared plus b sub 2. All right, so now I need to undo adding 12 feet squared by using the inverse operation or the opposite, solving these. So I subtract using the subtraction property of equality. 12 feet squared from the left, 12 feet squared from the right. This crosses out, and I have 6 feet squared equals, and this is wrong here, this is 2 feet b squared. b sub 2. Okay, so then the 6 feet squared equals 2 feet times b sub 2. As you can tell, my blue marker's about run out. So I don't want 2 feet times b sub 2. I want just b sub 2, or b2. So I do the opposite of multiplying by 2 feet, which is dividing both sides by 2 feet. So this becomes a fraction here, and this is a fraction here. And I would tell students, some teachers will tell you that the feet cancel out. Well, what really happens, you have a common factor of feet over feet. So you divide the numerator and denominator by feet, and it becomes 1 over 1, and 1 over 1 is 1, and you multiply by 1, and you get the same number. So teachers just have a habit of saying that cancels. So this feet squared can be written as feet times feet. It's just an easier way to write feet squared, feet times feet, so that it makes sense whenever we do our simplification, because the teachers would say that cancels, but it's really a common factor. And then 6 divided by 2 is 3 feet equals b sub 2. So this equals 3 feet right here. And that's how you solve this type of a geometry problem. Yes, there are a lot of steps, but if you can show everything, you can go back and check it. So how would we check this problem? You would just go back up here and you would put 18 feet squared equals 1/2 times 4 feet times, in parentheses, 6 feet plus 3 feet. Try it and see if that works or not. Make sure, if you're struggling in geometry, you let Mr. Chu help you, because I want to help you. I love teaching math. I love wearing my ties when I teach. And I'd always wear a tie when I was teaching in my regular classroom. Down here will be a subscribe button in YouTube. Up here will be a link to 2 challenge problems I'm going to put up here on the board here in a second. Down here will be another link for other bracket geometry videos you can watch. So I'm going to erase these just so that I can give you your challenge problems. I already have them on another board here, so you don't have to wait. Challenge 1. Find the area when base 1 is 12 meters, base 2 is 20 meters, and the height is 8 meters using this formula. Try challenge 2. Find base 1, which is your top base, if the height is 4 inches, base 2 is 8 inches, and the area is 48 inches squared. And you use this same, that is Bear reminding you, don't get all choked up. Use his Bear algebra to solve this geometry. Okay? So, pause your video, work these 2 out. There'll be a link come up here once you start it again. You can click on it and see how this has worked out step by step. I'm Mr. Chu. This is bracket geometry, and I want to help you learn math. See you next time.